Welcome. This is the Direct Support Professionals Annual Training. Module 1, the Bill of Rights for People with Developmental Disabilities and the NADSP Code of Ethics. Section 1, the Bill of Rights for People with Developmental Disabilities. The rights of people with developmental disabilities were written into Ohio law in 2000. 24 rights are listed. One of your main responsibilities is knowing and understanding the rights of people with developmental disabilities. Bill of Rights for People with Developmental Disabilities. People with developmental disabilities have the right to be treated at all times with courtesy and respect and with the full recognition of their dignity and individuality, to an appropriate, safe, and sanitary living environment that complies with local, state, and federal standards and recognizes the person's need for privacy and independence, to food adequate to meet accepted standards of nutrition, to practice religion of their choice or to abstain from practicing of religion, of a timely access to appropriate medical or dental treatment, access to necessary ancillary services such as occupational and physical therapy, to privacy, including both periods of privacy and places of privacy, to communicate freely with the persons of their choice in any reasonable manner they choose, to ownership and use of personal possessions, to social interactions with members of either sex, to access the opportunities that enable people to develop their full human potential, to pursue vocational opportunities that will promote and enhance economic independence, to be treated equally as citizens under the law, to be free from emotional, psychological, and physical abuse, to participate in appropriate programs of education, training, social development, and habilitation, to participate in the decisions that affect their lives, to select a parent or an advocate to act on their behalf, to manage their personal affairs, financial affairs, based on individuals' ability to do so, to confidential treatment of all information in their personal and medical records, to voice grievances and recommended changes in policy and services without restraint, interference, coercion, discrimination, or reprisal, to be free of unnecessary chemical and physical restraints, to participate in the political process, to refuse to participate in medical, psychological, or other research experiments. Review question 1. What is the easiest way to determine whether a person you are supporting has a specific right or not? A. Determine if they have a guardian. If so, ask their guardian what rights they have. B. Ask yourself, do I have the right? If you do, then so do they. C. Check to see if it is listed in the person's ISP. D. Memorize the Bill of Rights. If it is not listed there, they don't have that right. Review question 3. Fill in the blank. People with developmental disabilities have the right to an appropriate, safe, and sanitary living environment that recognizes the person's need for blank. A. Privacy. B. Publicity. C. Possessions. D. Promotion. Review question 4. Fill in the blank. People with developmental disabilities have the right to receive appropriate care and treatment in the least blank manner. A. Intrusive. B. Distracting. C. Exciting. D. Dynamic. Scenario. Mohammed. What rights are being upheld? In the past, Mohammed was not interested in money or budgeting. He started a job last month and now wants to know where his money is going. Every payday, he and his DSP review his checking account, pay bills together, and make decisions on where his money is spent. Scenario: Jane. What rights are being restricted? Jane is 28 years old and lives in an apartment with roommates. She spends a lot of her time on her tablet talking to her boyfriend. Her mom, who is Jane's guardian, does not like Jane's boyfriend and thinks she spends too much of her time talking with him. Jane is not at risk of harm from socializing with her boyfriend. Jane's mother tells her that she is no longer allowed to talk with her boyfriend, and if she wants to use her tablet, she can only do so when someone else is in the room with her. Section 2. NADSP Code of Ethics. NADSP Code of Ethics, developed by the National Alliance for Direct Support Professionals, represents the beliefs, attitudes, and expectations to be incorporated into daily practices by a DSP. There are 9 areas of conduct: promoting physical and emotional well-being, person-centered supports, integrity and responsibility, confidentiality, justice, fairness, and equity, respect, relationships, self-determination, and advocacy.
As a DSP, I will commit to promote the emotional, physical, and personal well-being of the people I support. I will encourage growth and recognize the autonomy of those receiving support while being attentive and energetic in reducing the risk of harm.
As a DSP, you will work with the team to prevent illness and avoid unnecessary risk. Assist the persons you're supporting to understand options and possible consequences. Develop a relationship that is respectful, based on trust, and that maintains professional boundaries. Promoting physical and emotional well-being. As a DSP, you will be observant and report situations in which the people you support are at risk of abuse, neglect, exploitation, or harm. If restrictions are included in the person's support plan, work with the team to find alternatives. Promoting physical and emotional well-being. As a DSP, you will assist the people you support to speak up for themselves. Help the people you support to make informed decisions. Support people to live healthy, safe, and fulfilled lives.
As a DSP, my first allegiance is to the person I support. All other activities and functions I perform flow from this allegiance.
Person-centered supports. Focus on the person first. The unique circumstances, needs, gifts, preferences, and personality of each person must be the primary guide for supporting them. Be flexible, creative, and committed to the people you support, and always seek their opinions. Never dismiss a person's wishes, dreams, or goals, and do not force your opinion or values on anyone you support.
As a DSP, I will support the mission and vitality of my profession to assist people in leading self directed lives and to foster the spirit of partnership with the people I support, other professions, and the community.
Integrity and responsibility. As a DSP, you will be aware of your own values and ensure they do not affect your professional decisions. Assume responsibility for the choices and decisions you make. Look for help when you are not sure what is the right decision. Realize your ability to show those in the community what the people you support have to offer. Be consistent with the people you support and the services you provide.
As a DSP, I will safeguard and respect the confidentiality and privacy of the people I support.
Confidentiality. DSPs have access to personal and private information about the people they support. They are confidential laws, both federal and state, that you must follow. Do not discuss personal information without the consent of the person you support, their guardian, if they have one, or unless there is an emergency and in which that information is necessary to protect the health and safety of those you support.
As a DSP, I will affirm the human rights as well as the civil rights and the responsibilities of the people I support. I will promote and practice justice, fairness, and equity for the people I support and the community as a whole.
Justice, fairness, and equity. As a DSP, you will ensure the people you support have the same access to their community as those without disabilities. Facilitate the expression and understanding of the rights and responsibilities of the people you support. Justice, fairness, and equity. Part of the job as a DSP is to help people you support to not only express their rights, but to understand the natural consequences of their actions. For example, John tells his DSP he does not want to go to work. As a DSP, you should support him to realize that that is his right to not go to work, but that he also has a responsibility to pay his bills. And if he does not go to work, there are natural consequences.
As a DSP, I will respect the human dignity and the uniqueness of the people I support. I will recognize each person I support as valuable and promote their value within the communities.
Respect. As a DSP, you will seek to understand the people you support in context. Understand that the people you support are individuals with their own histories, families, and interests. Respect the people you support who have different cultural backgrounds, values, and beliefs. As a DSP, you will provide opportunities to be viewed and treated with respect and embrace as important contributing members of their communities. Promote the use of positive language that respects that person and their individuality. Practice positive intentions and transparency in your actions.
As a DSP, I will assist the people I support to develop and maintain relationships.
As a DSP, you will separate personal beliefs and expectations regarding relationships. Assist the people you support to pursue new relationships and develop existing ones. Refrain from expressing negative views, harsh judgments, and stereotyping of people.
As a DSP, I will assist the people I support to direct the course of their own lives.
Self-determination. As a DSP, you will support the rights of the people to lead self-directed lives, promote self-determination in physical intellectual, emotional, social, and spiritual pursuits. Honor a person's right to dignity of risk. Help people celebrate, accept, and learn from life experiences.
As a DSP, I will advocate with the people I support for justice, inclusion, and full community participation.
As a DSP, you will support people to speak for themselves and offer your assistance when needed. Promote and protect the rights of people you support and offer assistance to understand their rights. Recognize that those who victimize people with disabilities must be held accountable. Review question 5. Fill in the blank. The NADSP Code of Ethics represents the beliefs, blank, and the expectations that should be incorporated into daily practices by a DSP. A. Improvements. B. Preferences. C. Prejudice. D. Attitudes. Review question 6. True or false? DSPs should never dismiss a person's wishes, dreams, or goals. Review question 7. Fill in the blank. DSPs should seek to develop a relationship with the people they support that is respectful, based on blank, and that maintains professional boundaries. A. Data. B. Trust. C. Instinct. D. Loyalty. Rights and Code of Ethics. Rights and Code of Ethics inform each other and work with each other to help someone live a healthy, safe life of their choice. To see how rights and Code of Ethics are connected, read the rights that follow and then select the tenet of the Code of Ethics and supports each right. Review question 8. Select the tenet of the COE this right is the most closely connected to. People with development disabilities have the right to confidential treatment of all information in their personal and medical records. A. As a DSP, I will safeguard and respect the confidentiality and privacy of the people I support. B. As a DSP, I will advocate with the people I support for justice, inclusion, and full community participation. Review question 9. Select the tenet of the COE this right is the most closely connected to. People with development disabilities have the right to participate in the decisions that affect their lives. A. As a DSP, I will assist the people I support to direct the course of their own lives. B. As a DSP, I will safeguard and respect the confidentiality and privacy of the people I support. Review question 10. Select the tenet of the COE this right is most closely connected to. People with developmental disabilities have the right to be treated at all times with courtesy and respect, and with full recognition of their dignity and individuality. A. As a DSP, I will assist the people I support to develop and maintain relationships. B. As a DSP, I will respect the human dignity and uniqueness of the people I support. I will recognize each person who I support as a valuable and promote their value to our communities.